in the heart of the Pacific, during the most violent days of 1944, 3 young American fighter pilots took off and simply vanished. Their names were Lieutenant Robert "Red" Kingsley, Second Lieutenant James "Jim" Dalton, and Lieutenant Commander Walter "Walt" Brewer. That morning, they climbed into their P-47 Thunderbolts for what was meant to be a routine mission, an escort flight over enemy supply lines in northern Papua New Guinea. But what began as routine would end in mystery. The weather was turning bad. Dense clouds, lightning, radio interference. Still, they pressed on. Then came Red's final message, his voice cutting through the static, seeing shadows above the canopy. Not ours, repeat, not ours. And then, silence. The formation disappeared from radar. No distress call, no crash site, nothing. Search teams scoured the jungle for days. But the weather worsened. Japanese anti-aircraft guns opened fire on rescue planes. After a week, the mission was called off. The 3 men were declared missing in action. Their families received folded flags, medals, and a few final letters home. The war moved on, and their names slowly faded from memory. 75 years later, the jungle gave up its secret. A team of modern explorers, armed with drones and metal detectors, stumbled upon the twisted wreckage of 3 American planes, deep beneath vines and moss, untouched since the war. Inside, investigators found haunting relics, a rusted flight jacket, a pair of dog tags, and beneath one seat, a small tin box, sealed, untouched. Inside were love letters written by Robert Kingsley to his sweetheart in Boston, still perfectly preserved. The Pentagon's Defense POW-MIA accounting agency was called in. Through serial numbers and DNA testing, the identities were confirmed. Red Kingsley, Jim Dalton, Walt Brewer. After 75 years in silence, the Ghost Squadron had finally been found. Ceremony was held at Arlington National Cemetery. 3 flag-draped coffins carried beneath gray skies. Families stood side by side. The Daltons from Iowa, the Kingsleys from Boston, and the Brewers, whose great-granddaughter now serves as a Navy pilot herself. As the last salute echoed through the air, modern jets roared overhead, saluting the ghosts of their ancestors. But the story didn't end there. Among the wreckage, they found the pilots' mission logs. The final entries were frantic, filled with strange notes. Unidentified craft above us. Radio interference increasing. Low visibility. Following us. Historians were puzzled. Some suspected friendly fire, a wartime mistake quietly buried by command. Others whispered something far stranger. Local tribes spoke of sky spirits, guardians of the mountains, who claimed the souls of worthy warriors. Whether their fate was caused by man, mistake, or something beyond, their story became legend. Books were written, documentaries filmed,